What if I told you that within 30 seconds of meeting someone, you could know whether they're an introvert or extrovert, how they make decisions, what motivates them, and even how they handle stress? Sounds impossible, right? But FBI profilers, psychologists, and social intelligence experts do this every single day. They've learned to decode the subtle signals that most people miss. The micro expressions, body language patterns, and verbal cues that reveal someone's true personality. Welcome to Mind Vault, where we unlock the secrets of human behavior and give you the tools to understand anyone you meet. Today, we're diving into the psychological profiling techniques that can help you read anyone's personality in just 30 seconds. By the end of this video, you'll know the key personality indicators to look for, understand the psychological frameworks that professionals use, and have a practical system for quickly assessing anyone's core traits. But remember, this knowledge comes with responsibility. Use these insights to build better relationships and communicate more effectively, never to judge or manipulate others. The foundation of rapid personality reading lies in understanding that personality isn't random. It follows predictable patterns that show up in consistent ways. Psychologists have identified that most personality differences can be understood through what's called the Big Five model: openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. But in real-world situations, you need faster, more observable markers. The key is understanding that personality is like an iceberg. The small visible behaviors on the surface reveal the massive psychological structures underneath. When someone checks their phone every 30 seconds, that's not just a habit. It's revealing something about their need for stimulation, their anxiety levels, and how they process information. When someone's desk is perfectly organized, that's not just cleanliness. It's showing you their relationship with control, structure, and uncertainty. Professional profilers look for what they call behavioral clusters, groups of actions that consistently appear together and point to underlying personality traits. A single behavior might be misleading, but when you see 3 or 4 related behaviors, you're seeing a pattern that reveals true personality. The most important thing to understand is that people are constantly broadcasting information about themselves, but most of us aren't tuned in to receive it. Once you know what to look for, reading personality becomes as natural as reading facial expressions. Your face is like a billboard advertising your personality, and most people have no idea what messages they're sending. Micro expressions, those split-second facial movements that happen before someone can control them, are windows into someone's true emotional patterns and personality traits. Look at their default facial expression when they think no one is watching. People with high anxiety tend to have slightly raised eyebrows and tension around their eyes, even in neutral moments. Highly agreeable people often have a slight upward curve to their lips, what psychologists call a resting pleasant face. Dominant personalities tend to have more pronounced jawlines and often unconsciously jut their chin forward slightly. Pay attention to their eye contact patterns. Extroverts typically make eye contact about 80% of the time when speaking and 60% when listening. Introverts flip this ratio. People who are naturally deceptive or manipulative often make too much eye contact. They've learned to overcompensate. Anxious personalities tend to have darting eye movements, while confident personalities hold steady gaze. Watch for asymmetrical expressions. When someone's smile doesn't match on both sides of their face, or when they nod yes while their eyes say no, you're seeing internal conflict. This often indicates someone who struggles with authenticity or has high people-pleasing tendencies. Notice their reaction to unexpected sounds or movements. People with high neuroticism startle easily and take longer to recover. Calm, emotionally stable personalities barely react to sudden noises. This tells you how they're likely to handle stress and unexpected challenges. The distance someone maintains from others and how they position their body reveals tremendous information about their personality and current emotional state. Personal space preferences are deeply connected to personality traits and cultural programming. Dominant personalities take up more space. They spread out when sitting, use broader gestures, and position themselves to be visible to more people in a room. Submissive personalities make themselves smaller, keep their belongings close, and often position themselves with their back to a wall or in corners. Watch how they enter a room. Confident extroverts scan the room, make eye contact with multiple people, and often head toward the center of activity. Anxious introverts tend to stick close to walls, find a less prominent position, and take time to observe before engaging. Pay attention to their walking pace and style. Fast walkers are typically more time-conscious, ambitious, and prone to impatience. They often have higher stress levels but also higher achievement orientation. Slow, deliberate walkers tend to be more thoughtful, patient, and present-focused, but may also be more indecisive. Notice their sitting posture. People who sit with arms and legs crossed are either naturally defensive or currently feeling guarded about something. Those who sit with open posture, arms uncrossed, legs uncrossed, leaning slightly forward, tend to be more trusting and open to new experiences. Look at how they interact with objects in space. Highly conscientious people arrange items neatly and purposefully. Creative, open personalities often have controlled chaos. Things might look messy, but they know where everything is. Anxious personalities often fidget with objects, while calm personalities leave things undisturbed. The way someone speaks reveals just as much about their personality as what they actually say. Voice patterns are deeply connected to personality traits and emotional states, and most people have no conscious control over these tells. Listen to their speaking pace. Fast talkers are often high energy, extroverted, and may have higher anxiety levels. They tend to be quick thinkers but sometimes act impulsively. Slow speakers are typically more thoughtful and deliberate, but may also be more introverted or dealing with depression. Pay attention to voice volume. People who speak louder than necessary are often seeking attention or approval, which can indicate insecurity masked as confidence. Those who speak too softly may be naturally introverted, lack confidence, or be highly sensitive to others' reactions. Notice their word choices. People who use a lot of I statements tend to be more self-focused, which isn't necessarily bad. It might indicate strong self-awareness or leadership qualities. Those who use we and us frequently are often more collaborative and relationship-focused. Listen for speech patterns. People who speak in questions, "So I was thinking we could maybe try this," often seek approval and may have lower confidence. Those who speak in definitive statements, "We should do this," tend to be more decisive and confident, but may also be less collaborative. Watch for verbal fillers. Excessive and usage often indicates anxiety, overthinking, or lack of preparation. People who use few fillers tend to be more confident and organized in their thinking, but may also be more controlling or perfectionistic. How someone uses their hands while speaking reveals tremendous information about their personality and thought processes. Gesture patterns are deeply connected to cognitive styles and emotional patterns. Large, expansive gestures typically indicate extroversion, confidence, and comfort with taking up space. These people are often natural leaders and comfortable being the center of attention. Small, contained gestures often indicate introversion, thoughtfulness, or current anxiety. Watch for self-soothing gestures. People who touch their face, play with their hair, or adjust their clothing frequently are often dealing with anxiety or insecurity. These behaviors increase when they're discussing topics that make them uncomfortable. Notice pointing behaviors. People who point frequently when speaking tend to be more directive and controlling. They often have strong opinions and like to guide conversations and decisions. Pay attention to defensive gestures. Crossed arms, hands clasped behind the back, or hands kept in pockets often indicate someone who is naturally guarded or currently feeling defensive about something. Look for emphatic gestures that don't match their words. When someone's hand gestures are much more animated than their voice or facial expression, they may be trying to convince themselves as much as you. Or they may be naturally passionate but socially constrained. People's relationship with technology and their digital habits reveal significant personality information that previous generations of profilers never had access to. The way someone uses their phone, social media, and digital tools provides insights into their attention patterns, social needs, and underlying anxieties. Watch how often they check their phone during conversations. Frequent phone checking often indicates high stimulation needs, anxiety, or fear of missing out. People who can ignore their phone completely during interactions tend to be more present-focused and confident in their social skills. Notice their social media behavior if you can observe it. People who post frequently often have higher needs for validation and social connection. Those who rarely post but consume lots of content tend to be more introverted or have lower confidence about sharing their thoughts publicly. Pay attention to how they handle technology problems. Someone who becomes immediately frustrated with a slow computer or poor Wi-Fi connection often has low tolerance for uncertainty and may be more prone to stress. Those who calmly work around technical issues tend to be more adaptable and emotionally stable. Observe their digital organization. People with highly organized digital spaces, clean desktops, organized photo albums, systematic email management, often extend this conscientiousness to other areas of life. Those with chaotic digital spaces may be more creative and spontaneous, but possibly less reliable with details. Different personality types have characteristic ways of making decisions, and you can often observe their decision-making style within minutes of meeting them. This reveals tremendous information about how they process information and handle uncertainty. Watch how they respond to multiple options. Some people immediately gravitate toward one choice and stick with it. These are often decisive, confident types who trust their intuition. Others want to analyze every option thoroughly. These tend to be more analytical and conscientious, but may struggle with perfectionism or analysis paralysis. Notice how they handle uncertainty. When faced with unclear situations, some people ask lots of clarifying questions. These are often detail-oriented and conscientious. Others make assumptions and move forward quickly. These tend to be more comfortable with ambiguity and risk. Pay attention to how they seek input from others. People who constantly ask, "What do you think?" may be collaborative decision makers, or they might lack confidence in their own judgment. Those who rarely seek input tend to be more independent and confident, but may also be less collaborative. Observe their reaction to time pressure. Some people make faster decisions when pressed for time. These often trust their instincts and are comfortable with imperfect information. Others become paralyzed by time pressure and make worse decisions. These tend to be more analytical and need time to process. Understanding personality types isn't just an intellectual exercise. It's a practical tool for improving every interaction you have. Once you can quickly assess someone's personality, you can adapt your communication style to match their preferences and needs. When dealing with highly analytical personalities, provide more details and logical reasoning. When interacting with relationship-focused people, spend more time on personal connection before getting to business. With high-energy extroverts, match their enthusiasm and pace. With thoughtful introverts, give them space to process and respond. Remember that personality reading is about understanding, not judgment. Every personality type has strengths and challenges. The goal is to recognize these patterns so you can communicate more effectively and build better relationships. The key to mastering these skills is practice and calibration. Start by observing people you know well and seeing how accurate your assessments are. Pay attention to which cues are most reliable and which ones can be misleading. Remember that stress, illness, and unusual circumstances can temporarily change someone's behavioral patterns. Most importantly, use this knowledge ethically. The goal is to understand people better so you can serve them better, communicate more effectively, and build stronger relationships. Never use personality profiling to manipulate, judge, or harm others. As we wrap up, remember that becoming skilled at reading personality is like developing any other skill. It takes practice, patience, and continuous learning. The techniques we've covered today will give you a solid foundation, but the real mastery comes from applying these insights in real-world situations. Start small. Practice with one or two techniques at a time rather than trying to assess everything at once. Pay attention to how people respond when you adapt your communication style to match their personality. Notice how much more smoothly conversations flow when you're speaking someone's psychological language. The ability to quickly and accurately read personality is one of the most valuable social skills you can develop. It improves your relationships, makes you more effective in professional settings, and helps you navigate social situations with greater confidence and success. If this deep dive into psychological profiling was helpful, make sure to subscribe to Mind Vault and hit that notification bell. We're constantly exploring new ways to decode human behavior and improve your social intelligence. Drop a comment below and tell me about a time when you accurately read someone's personality. What cues tipped you off? And if you want to learn how to use these insights to become more influential in conversations, check out our video on psychological influence techniques, linked right here. Until next time, keep observing, keep learning, and remember, everyone you meet is constantly telling you who they are. The question is whether you're listening.